Today's theme is all about, if you hadn't already guessed, green building and renovating, saving energy and saving money. Today's guest is an architect with almost 2 decades of experience in high-performance green home design and remodeling since writing his thesis on green architecture at Penn's Graduate Architecture School back in the early 90s. He's a sought-after speaker on next-level design due to his groundbreaking work and specific focus on the integration of great function and style along with significant cost savings and environmental sustainability. Now, is that a sentence or is that a sentence?
I don't know, but I want to be him now.
He and his wife teamed up and completed the transformation of his old 2-bedroom house into a 4-bedroom, high-performance, solar and eco-friendly home for their family. So without further ado, well, please welcome Charlie Szoradi, the great Green Home Show. Charlie and his wife are the founding team of one of the best business websites on the internet. We'll probably say it over and over and over again. It's greenandsave.com.
The best. I have to say it is the best user-friendly site on there. Everybody should go to Green and Save and save.
That's what he says. Welcome, Charlie. Thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Paul and Doug, it's terrific to be here, and I love the energy for the whole show and all the insight you guys bring. I'll tell you, the catalyst for doing the house for our family was really knowing that all these things you guys have been talking about can have a take action component, meaning families that are listening, any individual can do a few things. We happen to do 60 of them, including the radiant heat and the solar and the photovoltaic and all the things. But, you know, even changing out the thermostat to a programmable thermostat, the compact fluorescent bulbs we've heard about
big on the CFLs
are terrific. And, you know, we built greenandsave.com only because we'd done 4 years of research and we wanted to share it with our neighbors, friends, and all of a sudden it picked up on the blogosphere and really took off. So we added more of the research. And we dug into the actual return on investment. So you can now go in for the first time and rank for yourself whether you want to spend a couple $100 and see the return on investment that comes within that first year or two and the annual savings, the 10-year savings, or do you want to ratchet it up and spend a couple $1,000s remodeling a room and see where you can save at that level. So it's pretty exciting.
Let's walk people through your site because it really explains all of that. People, what's return on investment? What's this? Let's talk about it. You have 3 levels, do you not, of programs, just general programs. You can pick smorgasbord off of any of them, but the 3 levels are suggested levels. So let's just start with that.
Absolutely. A great setup. The sort of light green is for people that may want to just tune up their house. They've got some questions about the efficiency. That ranges from a heating system tune-up where for a couple $100, you're going to get that money back in the very first year, if not the first year or two.
Run that one down. We won't run them all down, but run that down at how it sits on the site for the heating and run people through what your site does.
Right off the homepage, what you can do is you can click at the top on the sort of the Learn More section, which is the light green area.
Right.
And right inside there you see this cool little chart, and you can read down from the top 10 all the way to the really the 60th one of where you can save money. So, for example, you know, a heating system tune-up might cost you a couple $100. We did all the calculations from the government stats, from other homeowners, from our own house, and all of a sudden it generates at a national average level $180 of this savings in the very first year. So in the second year, you're getting your money back plus.
So you're getting paid off.
You're getting paid off.
So your payoff is about a year, and after that $180 is money in your pocket every year after.
So one winner basically is your payback, pretty much.
And that one's ranked like, say, 5th or 6th. The number one actually return is a 7-month payback, which is this programmable thermostat. If you haven't used one, you got one, and
I don't know how to program it. I lost my book.
The key is
Charlie's coming over after
it's real easy. What you do is instead of the old school dial where you'd set the actual temperature and have to turn it down or up depending on your comfort,
6 times a day,
you can actually let this one in the evenings cycle down. So after you go to bed, it brings the temperature down a little bit. But then instead of waking up to a cold house, an hour or two before you're ready to wake up, you set it. And it boosts the temperature to slowly bring it back up to speed.
The programmable thermostats these days are not only very inexpensive at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever, but on top of that, you can program them for 7 days a week so that you can have that whole, you know, if you get up at different times on different days or whatever, you're going to sleep in on Saturday and Sunday, whatever, you can set it to warm up at 10 instead of 7.
The old ones, Doug, they had just a weekend and a weekday. Now they're daily. So my 2.5-year-old is at school, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We know that he's out all morning. Keep it a little cooler. We're saving literally hundreds of dollars.
And he's probably better at programming it than you are because, like, you know, with the VCR too.
National averages come in about $115 for the unit itself. That's a cost you have to pay. But the average, according to the Department of Energy and all of the other divisions within these university studies we found, have an average of $180 of savings a year. Now you're looking at literally 7 months, you're getting your money back, $1,800 of savings over 10 years, and that's tax-free. Remember, you're not talking about having to earn $2,400 to save $1,800.
Right.
So those are considerations for the listeners.
It's better than investing in the stock market.
Well, that's just that's money you just never spend.
156%, return on investment.
Right.
We're not going to go through all 60 of these, but it is exciting to
give me run
to
through.
Give, you
give me
couple
four.
more.
Give me 4 or 5 at this level. We'll go through each level and explain each. But give me 4 or 5 your favorite.
One of the top ones is standby power reduction. If you have a home computer or even some of the bigger TVs, a lot of people don't know they use 25% of their power when they're actually shut off.
Vampire loads.
Yeah, exactly. Internal loads, the clocks, the little beeping lights. So you get a couple power strips. You buy those power strips for $6-7.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're going to get a payback again in that first year. We had at 4 or 5 of these power strips, you spend $20, $30. You're going to be saving over $25, $30 in that first year. You roll that out for 10 years, hundreds of bucks. You
can't make that money in the market. You certainly can't make it in housing.
With shower heads, it's interesting. People have this perception that green equals like less functional or style friendly. The thinking is, why get a shower head that doesn't have as much pressure? Well, the new ones that reduce the flow have the same amount of pressure because they've been engineered in a smarter way.
And some of them actually increase the pressure.
Correct. Yeah. So what it's doing is, it's like any good technology. It's taking less and making more out of it. You spend for
Great
3 or
tech.
4 of these showers, a couple $100, you're going to get it back in water. And, from the environmental standpoint, it's one thing to save money.
Yep.
But when you talk about those stories like in Atlanta, where you hear they ran out of water practically, telling people not to take showers.
We actually did a special on Atlanta.
It's crazy. So we have the dual flush toilets, we have the low pressure, or low flow shower heads and the sink faucets. All that starts to add up. You're talking about, again, anytime you can get your money back in the first year, over 100% in terms of a return on investment. And that really goes a long way. One of the things that I really love, is the idea of the water filters too, because you hear about these water bottles where, you might buy the bottle for $1 and then sure you can recycle the bottle. We got so much plastic, we don't know what to do with it. You get some of these smart filters. We have one in our refrigerator. You have one under the counter. All of a sudden, you're taking some of the chlorine out, which has the taste problem.
Right.
And, now you're saving what could be hundreds of dollars again over the course of the year for spending a little up front.
Water's more expensive than gas.
With Green and Save, we literally list these things out, and then we go into the remodeling section where if you really want to spend a couple $1,000s, or what we did with the solar passive and the solar active photovoltaics,
right,
we have a high performance section.
Cool.
So it's sort of light green, middle green, dark green.
And we're going to come back to that in a second. But what we have here in your site is energy independence. This is a program that actually tells you what it will cost, what you'll get paid back, how long it'll take to get paid back, and a 10-year. If you had a 10-year plan where you paid attention to these, went light green, went middle green when you needed to change over some appliances, upgrade your furnace, maybe you wanted to invest in solar, this would be a great way of being able to follow your expenses. What's it going to cost me? When am I going to get the money back? And add up all those. And in fact, in each block, you do have a total, don't you? If you do all of these things, this is what you're going to spend, but this is what you'll get back at the end of it.
That's right. What we did is we literally aggregated all of the elements, so it was easy for homeowners.
And we'll be right back to go through more of this exciting stuff, saving you money and living green. Be right back.